Hey everyone, fair warning before we get started. This season will be different from the episodes you're used to. There may be explicit language and adult themes in these episodes, so if you're under 13, please get permission from a parent before continuing to listen to this episode. Anyway, let's begin. Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Dlsone podcast, a non-cubing podcast hosted by your favorite cubers. I'm your host, Daniel Goodman.
I'm Jesse Hartnett.
I am Daniel Karnaukh.
I'm Allison Lee.
And I'm Adam Vetser.
Alright, so that's right, the Dlsone podcast is officially back. One thing you may have noticed is that Ava is not here. She will be here in the future, but today she couldn't make it.
No, we kicked her out. We kicked her out.
So as you may have heard, there will be some big changes in the podcast going forward, and before we get into this first episode, I want to address some of them so you guys are on the same page. So the biggest change is that this is no longer a cubing podcast. So we are all cubers, as you know, and we all still cube with varying frequencies, but we've all somewhat drifted away from being interested in creating a cubing podcast. The motivation just isn't there as much as it used to be. But we're all still friends, and I love these hosts too much to never record another podcast, so from here on out, you'll get the same dumb humor and off-topic discussions that we've always had on the podcast, but cubing just won't be the starting point anymore. There will be other fun starting points, like reading and judging Reddit threads, sharing funny stories, and playing game shows and other games together, but realistically, this is the only way we could keep the podcast going and actually enjoy doing it. So we really hope you'll stay with us through this change, and maybe tell some friends if you enjoy it. The next biggest change... Huh?
I just said that's sweet.
Aw, that's Admo.
That was well written.
They should call you Sugar.
They should. I'm reading a script here for the people at home, and so I sound robotic, but I won't be robotic for the whole hour because I don't have the energy to write an hour-long script, and the podcast wouldn't be good that way. Anyway.
A scripted podcast. That would be
awful. Anyway, back to the script. The next biggest change is that we're older now. When we started this podcast, I was the oldest host at 15 years old. I'm still the oldest host, because that's how time works. But I'm 21 now, and our youngest hosts are currently 19. So we're certainly still young, but we're all adults now, and the themes of the podcast will reflect that a bit more. In real life, we all do use curse words in moderation, and that's acceptable given our age group. I'm not sure if all of us are comfortable cursing on the podcast yet, since cursing on the internet for all to hear definitely carries a bit more weight than cursing casually in real life, but we won't be censoring this podcast anymore. The same goes for general adult themes. We won't be getting too explicit or anything like that, but these topics may come up, and they won't be censored if they do. The final big change about the podcast... What?
Oh, I just say that's pretty heckin' amazing.
There we go, getting started on it.
Level 1.
Oh, man.
Curse words level 1 to level 100.
You know what I really like about that paragraph? I like how there's a possibility that we, like, if you didn't state that you were the oldest host now, it might have implied that we aged differently at different rates. Yeah. Like, I was the oldest host at 15, but now Jesse got really fast.
He's 23
Jesse's
now.
You cut some corners.
Yeah. Anyway, the final big change about the podcast is that we're going to be editing it very minimally and essentially treating it like a live streamed video call, which you can probably tell already. The reason for this is that none of us are currently in a position to do this full time. This is a hobby for all of us, and we don't have the time to spend hours editing the podcast each month, nor does the podcast make enough money to hire an editor. This may change over time, but we're prepared to continue this way in case it doesn't. And we hope you'll bear with us on this and forgive the potential awkward silences.
Yes, I was so hoping you were going to do that. I wasn't going to say anything because I was like, then it would break the silence.
Right, yeah.
But I was like, you should pause.
Yeah. I figured the awkward silence, it had to be done, right?
It had to be.
Yes.
Fourth wall. Just knocked it down, bro.
That's right. Finally, regarding the schedule of the podcast, we're currently planning a 3-episode sequence for the next 3 months. Each episode will be recorded on the second Sunday of the month, and we're planning to upload each episode within a day of the recording. So currently, I'm going to be trying my hardest to get this one out tonight, which is the day we record this, which is September 12th. And yeah, I'm going to just try really hard to sync all the audio and just get this up. Anyway, if you're still here, we really appreciate you. Those are the big changes, and with that, let's get into the episode. Woo!
Good job.
Without further a morning dew.
Without further ado,
Without further a Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Audience, I'd like your undevoted attention.
All right. I'm gonna also apologize in advance. My audio may have peaked a couple times during that. I'm just gonna try to keep an eye on my levels and everything during this episode, but we're learning as we go. That's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, topic 1 for today's episode. So the last episode was uploaded on May 25th, 2020, which was over a week ago. So some of us haven't been on an episode in even longer than that either, because like May 25th didn't have all the hosts on it. And a lot has happened in the world and in our personal lives. So the first topic is really just life updates. What have we been up to? And so you can share funny stories, random things that have gone on in your life, and just sort of get the viewers and us up to date. And so I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to pass it to my good pal, Djerpi Cubador.
Yes, I am that person. What have I been up to? Well, it depends where we leave off, because like I've been changing many parts of my life over long periods of time. Like
your arms.
Yeah, my arms have gotten a lot longer. When you stretch them every day, they can get real long. I look like a good old chimpanzee now. I can throw rocks for days.
Beast Titan.
Yeah, that's literally where I was going. But I can't make the reference because not everyone knows it. Anyway, yeah, but like, if we're talking like right when COVID started, I mean, I went home, and then I was like, man, I don't want to be home. And then I went to college, and then I was like, man, I don't want to be in college. And then I went back home, and I'm like, I think I like home for now.
Right.
And then I'm going back to college. So it's a nice little cycle I'm going through, where the first 2 I don't like, and then the next 2 I think I'm gonna like.
It's a beautiful sine wave.
Yeah, it's a yeah.
Life
So
is a
I
sine
don't follow
wave.
sports.
Yeah, it's a swimming reference. You wouldn't get it.
It's a chess reference. You wouldn't get it.
Oh, man.
It's a cornhole reference.
Cornhole is... Okay, I thought Cornhole was a terrible game until I realized it had like a
It's a very
complex
fun
scoring
game.
system.
Yeah.
It's an
Wait,
amazing
really?
game.
I
Yeah.
played it a lot, and so some
Dude.
people call it also. This is a thing that I learned in the Midwest this summer, which I'll get to. Some people call it bags, and people get really upset if you don't call it cornhole, and they get really mad about that. I'm pretty sure it's bags. I forget.
I've heard Bago.
Bago.
You want to
Yeah.
play Bago?
It's just so nondescript.
Dude,
like, cornhole is so much better.
Dude,
Yeah.
online cornhole would be the worst, because then you would have Lago Bago.
Online cornhole.
Online corn. That really
I think-
sounds like the worst thing ever.
Dude, Wii
Cornhole.io.
Sports Cornhole. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh man. Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
Cornhole has an amazing scoring system, and that made the game so much better. Like, I just thought it was like dumb, like throw things into a hole. Like,
That,
who cares?
Even if it was that,
Not
that would
even
be
corn
great.
into a hole.
I mean, it's
I have a-
still
I have a
fun, like,
question.
casually.
If you don't do the scoring system right, does somebody go over to you and scorn you, therefore making it a game of scornhole?
Oh my god.
Cornhole. Very good, Derpy.
Yes. Anyway, so what I've been up to, I mean, if we're talking about cubing, like basically all I've been doing is 2 events, and they're like 3x3 fewest move challenge or count. I forget which one it is.
Challenge.
And square one primarily, and like those are basically the only 2 events I enjoy doing anymore, and I'm really okay with that. And like I've been putting like a lot of just like sweat and grit and time and just like love into square one, and like
You're sweating
After-
all over your cube.
dude, there's
I
some
was gonna
days,
say,
dude,
why start with sweat?
I don't know. I just think blood,
good.
sweat, and tears. But like, there was no blood. There were some tears. I don't know.
That's true. When people say blood, sweat, and tears, like 90% of the time, there's no
There's
blood.
no.
Yeah, like
Very
unless
rarely
unless
is
you're
there
like
blood.
unless you're like I don't know, like some athlete that like does a really dangerous sport where you can get cut or something. I don't know.
Or just like getting scrapes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like,
Like if
somebody
it's
who works in
physical
the
activity.
wilderness or something. I don't know.
Or it's just like a spiritual blood, I feel like.
Or if you work at a
Mind
blood
space.
donation clinic. Do you know how much blood, and primarily blood, sweat, and tears I've donated?
Then tears would be more concerning,
Yeah, that's-
honestly.
Yeah.
Imagine someone crying and trying to like put a needle in you.
In hysterics.
Can I get a
of
different
what
doctor? They're breaking down on me.
Oh god. Oh man, podcast's off to a great start.
I know.
So that's good though. Yeah, you've been putting a lot into fewest moves, which is very cool. It's a
Oh
fun
yeah,
event.
it's so
Yeah.
much fun. I went from 0 to 100, man. No, I
You average
Hundred's bad
100
for
moves.
yeah. Let's not take that statement quite literally.
Okay.
But
You started with averaging 0 moves though.
I mean, you do average 0 moves if you never do a solve.
No one's
That's
concerned
true.
that he went from 0 to 100 and not the other way down. Other way
Yeah.
around.
It's a figure of speech, all right. Come on.
Alright.
But yeah, FMC is super cool, and like it's gotten to the point where like the only thing stopping me from like making FMC tutorials is just like the time. Like I'm just like ugh, that's just But like the act of me explaining FMC techniques to people and like educating them on it is like super enjoyable, and like anybody who wants to learn like DR or HTR or like any other technique that I would be somewhat versed with, I'd be happy to teach them like in person or whatever. But like it's such a cool thing, like the way FMC has evolved. Like it used to be like block starts and try to reduce to like a few pieces unsolved, like corners or edges or
Yeah.
both. And now it's like you have to reduce to DR and then reduce to HTR and then finish. Like
That's wild.
and sometimes that's not even like the best thing. Sometimes you can do like block or corner CO start, which is what I've been experimenting with lately, but have not gotten anything good yet.
Very cool.
But yeah.
Man, that's awesome. Fewest move. Do not move.
Fewest move.
Very nice.
I know how to do fewest move while moving the least.
You just sit like you're frozen for the whole attempt.
I sit in, well, I do it OH because then my right hand isn't moving at all.
Mm.
And then I put myself into a state of cryonisis so that I'm permanently fixed in posture.
Right.
You could use I forget the term, but there's some chemistry term where you can make something levitate. Was it a
Magnets.
superconductor? Superconductor.
Leviticus?
If you put a superconductor inside of a cube, and then you can make it levitate, so you wouldn't have to lift the cube or move or lift the cube to look at the bottom face.
What if we put mirrors on the cube so you can see around it?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mega Mix solvers be like,
Just-
thank you, Lord.
Just use like a wireframe cube instead. Or like the
True.
laid out.
Yeah. Man, great start to our non-cubing podcast.
I love it. Sorry,
Yeah,
should I talk about what I've been doing non-cubing?
If you want, I mean, it's up to you. Like,
It's not much. I mean, like, basically I just went to college and, like, tried to study piano and music, and I had a hard time because of COVID, and, and also that I'm not very good at learning in a traditional school scenario, so I have to make my own adjustments, and I just couldn't do it all at once in that semester, so I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm taking a semester off. I need this. Like, I cannot imagine going back in the spring and feeling like I can fix everything. Like, I need to go back and work on the basics. Like,
right.
and now it's been almost a year, and I'm just, like, really glad that I made that decision. And that I'm going back, like, I'd say healed is a good way to put it.
That's great.
You know?
That's good. That's good to
Yeah.
hear.
Obviously, I'm not an angel who's like radiating light that makes everyone happy every day, and I'm just like always happy. But like, I don't know why I'm making this motion, but
It's a podcast; they can't see.
I mean,
it.
your video is
Well-
pretty shiny right now, so.
oh, that's true. That's true.
You do look like an angel.
Oh, thank you. I guess my goal in life is to become overexposed.
that's an option, sure.
No, but yeah, I'm just getting ready to go back to college and trying to get my piano chops back up, and yeah,
Nice.
just excited.
Nice.
Chop
All right,
that
so
piano, man.
I will karate it with a knife.
So I think that's everyone. So let's move on to the next topic. No, just kidding. Allison, you want to go next? Tell us
Yeah,
about
sure.
life since the last episode. Yeah,
I did not realize the last episode was like that long ago. That's like kind of crazy.
while.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess since then I graduated high school. I had not graduated high school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I tried.
Was that supposed to be a pun?
Yeah. It was supposed to be keyword.
Yeah, I graduated high school and started college, so that was fun. Unfortunately, my whole, like, senior trips, everything were all canceled, so that was kind of sad. And I graduated from my living room and watching the television live stream.
Live scream?
Live stream.
Allison Lee has graduated.
No, not even that. Just a live video of somebody shrieking.
Like the entire class just shrieking at once.
Oh god.
Anyway,
so
yeah, that would have been better, honestly, than watching the slideshow of like people's pictures.
Allison,
and being like, I don't
turn on the
remember
live
who that
scream.
There actually was last semester at college. We had a project that involved like creating joy, and someone's creating joy was, all right, everyone, 2 p.m. tomorrow, scream out of your window at the same time. We're gonna record it. So that was someone's project. It was pretty good.
That's fun.
Bro, that dude's a composer right there.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I started college. I'm at a really tiny engineering school, doing lots of engineering things. So, and very untraditional classes and untraditional stuff, which is fun. I was like, our class was like the only class on campus last year, because most of the upperclassmen were like, yeah, screw this, and either were off campus or took an LOA, or leave. So they were like not there. So we just had like an entire campus full of first years. And that was an interesting experience also.
Was that good or bad?
I don't know. I think there were pros and cons. We've talked about this like multiple times with people in my class. It's like it was good because we got really close as a class, but it was bad because like now we barely know any of the upperclassmen, and like we kind of miss some of the culture, because like the school is so small. There's like so much culture that's carried by the upperclassmen, and they just couldn't like pass that down. So I feel like we missed some of that, but I don't know. Overall, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. That's cool. You are in college.
I'm in college. That's weird because like I'm a sophomore now, so it's like we're like finally recording an episode. And like previous episode, I was in.
Oh wow,
college.
damn.
Yeah. It is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Next episode, Allison will be in college 1.5 years later.
Wow. Cool. Anything else you wanted to talk about before we go over to Adam?
I don't know. That's pretty much it. I have not left campus very much because I was on campus doing research over the summer. So I've been home for like 5 weeks this year, and then plus winter break. Yeah.
That's a big change from like living at home for high school to just.
I know, and now I'm also
gone.
I'm in a triple, so now I have like a lot of people in the room. It's also different.
Yeah, that seems challenging.
Yeah.
I've never had 2 roommates. My max is 1.
Yeah, well, I went from 0 roommates to 2 roommates because I was in a single during my first year for COVID.
Right.
We usually are in doubles, so that was a weird change.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. All right, next up we have Admo Vesto.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Tell me a thing or two, or 3 if you want to go there.
Maximum 3 though.
3 if you want to get risque, but
2 it is.
The viewers at home on the edge
know
of
what
their
that means.
seats, looking at the video length. Oh my god, he went to the 3rd one.
All right, Adam, tell us about it.
Yeah. Let's see. I just turned 21.
Woo.
I'm at my 4th year at Penn State. And I don't know, just in my life in general, I tend to focus on career paths and / academics because that's the only thing that has ever made sense to me. Yay! So actually, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. This past summer, I was living in Cincinnati, and I was working for GE Aviation. My major is material science engineering, so I was doing work in the engineering material systems there, doing coating surfaces, environmental behavior on jet engine parts. And that was fun. I enjoyed it. It was like a 9 to 5. I enjoyed my life there. Cincinnati itself is not for me, but I'm finding, especially being back at school now, I think that lifestyle seems to be a little better. There's definitely some toxic aspects about being at a big state school.
Wait, there's a big state school in Cincinnati? Or
no, I'm saying about going to Penn State.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm staying a 5th year here to get a master's because it's the most efficient way to get a master's degree. So I'm trying to get the fuck out of academics. And so, ironically, the way to do that is to stay an extra year
longer.
Yeah. You want to know the school? Stay here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Stay a while.
Yeah.
Take off your shirt.
I would give that advice to
Stay a shirt, take off your while.
I would give that advice to people though who are in engineering. If you think you're gonna get a master's, just do it in an accelerated extra year program. You can double count your courses for undergrad and grad, and then just get it over with. And
Jeez.
That's
if you're
pretty
planning,
school dependent though, right? Not every school offers that.
I'm
schools
in a school
Oh, yeah?
without any grad. We are only undergrad.
Yeah, my colleges has no grad students.
Yeah.
I'm talking about engineering schools
Yeah.
mostly. I know Allison, yours is a smaller one. That's why I
Yeah.
know grad school.
Very
But if
tiny.
you're talking about bigger schools that have grad schools, they
Oh,
all
for
have
sure.
accelerated programs. And the point is I just want more money. Honestly, if you have a master's degree,
Don't
you
we
start out
all?
with more money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
For sure.
valid desire.
so
Pretty
I'm
smart
gonna get my
move.
master's. I'm gonna get out of here 2023. And we'll see.
When you do that, will they be able to call you Mr. Master? And then Mr. Master Vaster.
Yeah, I guess by the PhD sort of train of thought, if you have a master's degree, they have to call me Master Vetser.
You said your own name wrong.
The ST in Master messed me up. You say it.
Master Vetser.
Master Vetser.
You want to say Master Vester.
Master Vetser
Say that.
sounds
Say
great.
that.
You should
Master
change
Vetser.
your name legally just so you can
No.
be Master Vetser.
Master. That just
And then I
sounds
guess
like
as a bachelor-
1800s profession, like a
Yeah.
master.
a Master
You
Vester.
make vests. But you're a master at it.
That's just a
That would
really
also-
convoluted name for a tailor.
Yeah.
Master Vester.
I would also insinuate that if you have a bachelor's degree, you're single, because then they would call you Bachelor Vetser.
Yeah.
Unfortunate title.
Yeah, that is very strange that they call it a bachelor's degree. Like,
And if you have an
Or how the-
associate's degree, you just sound like you work at Kohl's.
that's good.
It's also unfortunate that a bachelor's of science is BS.
Yeah. But it's pretty much what you need to be an expert at if you're trying to get that sort of degree, I feel like.
Yeah. I gotta be.
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Master of BS.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to give life updates in terms of that sort of progress for me, but more generally, I'm good. Yeah.
Yay.
Nice. Very nice. Good to hear it, Adam. Next up, we have Daniel Goodman. Who's that? Oh, that's me. Wow. Okay. So my life in the past year and a half or so. Good question, self. I was at school. I am still at school now. I'm in my final year of Princeton, and I'm not doing a master's program because I also want to get out of academics, and I really don't want to stay. Not that I dislike Princeton. Like, I'm very happy here, but as far as, like, actual school stuff goes, like, I'm trying to get out there and do some work and, like, make some money, start living my own life. So, and I'm like prepared to do that because I had an internship at Twitch last summer, and it's relatively likely that I'll get an offer back. Fingers crossed. And so, assuming I get that, then I'll be working there for a little while after graduation. And yeah, as far as like general life goals, like after I work at Twitch for a while, I want to stack up some money, like save it, keep it in the bank, and have enough that I can take some time off from work, ideally, and go to the mountains and learn. So my girlfriend is
Sounds
from
like
Vietnam.
you want to become like a ninja or something.
Not a ninja. I want
Daniel's
to become
becoming
more
Doctor
like.
Strange.
I want to become Aang. Really, is what it is.
Yes,
Oh,
I watched
okay.
Avatar. I watched Avatar recently and got inspired. I watched it with my girlfriends. Yeah.
Let's go.
And like,
We've converted him to the light side.
and like, you know, Aang is inspiring as hell to me because like, I mean, he's vegetarian, which I'm a lifelong vegetarian, and actually another life update, became vegan in the past year, so that's cool.
Nice.
Thank you. And yeah, so like my girlfriend told me that in Vietnam they have like pagodas in the mountains, and it's just a bunch of vegan Buddhists who are like all about that like peace-loving, like find yourself sort of life. And like I feel like it fits my vibe so much, and I know I'm not a perfect person with my like with the way that my mind works sometimes, and I just want to work on like being better to people around me and like being able to just be good for myself too. And yeah, like I just want to be able to take the time to do that. So like really all of this school and work stuff is a means to an end to just eventually have the resources to be able to take time off and become a better person. And then go back to something. Maybe I'll go back to Twitch, or maybe I'll do my own thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a podcast full time. I don't know. But yeah, life has been really good. The Twitch internship was awesome. I really had a good time there. And like Princeton has been great, and I'm really like, oh, one other thing that was like super inspiring about the Twitch internship was like, it was, you know, I treated it like a 9 to 5 because that's essentially what a job is in most cases, especially like an internship. And I was like hella inspired to just do that with school as well. And my manager at Twitch was like, you know, there's no reason school can't be a 9 to 5, because I was like voicing some complaints about how like during school I'm always like frustrated, like, you know, if it's like 9 p.m. or something, I'll be like cubing or playing Tetris or something, and I'll just be thinking, I should be doing homework right now. And I don't like that, you know, like during work I was never thinking that at 9 p.m. You know, I was just doing my own thing and having a great time. And so my manager was like, yeah, there's no reason school can't be a 9 to 5. And so I've been working on doing that for school, so I have like a lot of free time. So far it's been working out, but it's still the beginning of the semester. Like, fair warning, I'm not going for like great grades or anything, so it's probably going to be easier than if I was going for straight A's.
You do go to one of the most prestigious Ivy
You
Leagues
do.
and schools in the entire
The
world.
most.
It makes it a lot more doable to just like skate by, I guess. I feel like I've been thinking about this. I feel like there's this sort of concept in life about like you need to work really hard at least once in your life if you're like trying to find success. Like if you work really hard in high school and get into a great college, then you're like, I mean, okay, obviously there are many situations that different people have depending on your background and stuff, but if you get into a really good college, you're reasonably set. Or you could not work hard in high school, work reasonably hard in college, get a good job, or you could just work hard at your job, you know, whatever it is. Like I feel like you just have to work hard at some point and you'll be fine. But that is also my like privileged perspective, so who really knows?
I really feel the 9
yeah.
to 5 thing. I was working a 9
Yeah?
to 5 doing research this summer, and it was like so nice to like be on the weekends and be like, I have no work to do. I'm
Right?
just gonna
It's
go
So
to
much
class."
better.
Yeah.
It's so much
Yeah.
better.
It's so nice.
Because
Yeah.
you know there's nothing that you could be doing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like I'm not on the clock.
Exactly.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I've been treating school. Like my this is my second weekend since school started, and I have not done any homework this weekend, and I
Oh, that is
have
so
been
nice.
refusing to.
I spent the entire weekend. I spent like the entirety of today doing homework. That was kind of rough.
Ouch.
Yeah, like normally I would have. I think it was just like really the inspiration from my manager that was like, oh damn, like I could just
Right.
ignore homework on weekends if I like work really hard in my like hours that I'm assigning to myself.
Right.
So
I kind of want to try that when I go back.
do it, man. I recommend it. Like, obviously, it depends on what you really need too. Like, if you're trying to get straight A's, you're probably gonna need to be pulling like what 80-hour work weeks or some crazy something
Yeah, well,
like
my,
that.
my
but-
classes are not as high strung as yours, I must say.
Oh right, you're doing bowling.
Yeah, my classes at Oberlin have a history of being ridiculous.
Yeah. You told. I remember. Sorry, go ahead.
I took aerobics.
That
a couple
is
semesters
that
ago.
sounds like a great class.
It's
It
fire.
was tiring. I mean, I'm not a cardio, or at least I never grew up being a cardio person, never regularly doing cardio, never getting in the habit of it. So I was always really bad at it. And so and then like when I finally took that class, I was like, oh my, like the first class I was like, oh my god, this is death, and then like it kept on getting like, oh, this is hard, but it's like I'm getting better. Like I feel it. I feel my body getting better at this. Like
Progress.
so I was like, yeah, this class isn't bullshit. This is even though it's not like you're not learning any theorems or formulas or whatever or coding or anything. Like you're still learning how to take care of yourself. Like,
yeah, it's.
I think that's equally as important.
For
yeah,
sure.
seeing any sort of progress is really good. I have one question though. Do they also offer an anaerobics class where you have to move but you can't breathe?
Yeah, no, that's actually called swimming.
Wait, so you
That's a
took
good
an
point.
aerobics cube class?
All right,
God.
anaerobicsing magic aerobic
Anaerobics.
snakes.
I feel like my classes are like the exact opposite of derpies. I have like all my classes have like wildly ridiculous complicated names that we have multiple acronyms for. And like I have a 3-semester class that is called quantitative engineering analysis. And no one ever says that out loud except when we give tours. QEA. Yeah, we just say QEA.
Oh, okay.
But like yeah, like every class that I have is like a non-traditional name and they all have like some like wildly ridiculous long name that no one says.
Right.
I feel like there's a bell curve for that. Like in the beginning of your college experience for STEM people, it's usually like that. And then by the end, it's like, fuck you, thermodynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm taking grad thermo right now, and it's like, yeah.
Oh, I have to
Thermodynamics 10 fuck you.
Yeah, that's so funny. I never thought of that.
That's true.
Yeah, like I was taking solid state materials as a sophomore learning quantum mechanics, and then now it's just like hard thermo again. It just like circles back. And differential equations in sophomore year, but now I'm taking glass. Intro to glass. That's
Just put the sand in the furnace.
Make sure you have coal.
You get one,
Did you know that any liquid can be made into a glass?
Really?
Really?
Literally any. If you cool it quick enough, it will turn into glass.
What
Water?
about water?
Yeah.
What about juice?
Yeah. You're just gonna name liquids now.
What about sweat?
Yeah. Yes.
How about blood?
Dude, can
what
I
about
hire
tears?
Can I hire some
Wait.
people to make me some sweaty windows?
Wait, can you make blood, sweat, and tears glass?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've come full circle, boys.
I feel like the title has to be blood, sweat, and tears, right?
I think it does.
Or no, it should be sweat, blood, and tears.
Oh man, that's funny.
You can almost
So,
sum
yeah.
up the episode so far with that. Like we got like sweat with Derpy's aerobics class.
Oh, true.
Like blood.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Blood
the
with
tears
what
came
DG.
in.
No,
but-
blood is what DG no longer eats.
Oh.
Well, I never ate
Well, he never
blood.
Okay,
ate that.
There's no
Sorry,
blood in
sorry.
milk.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Who eats blood?
I forgot. I
That's
forgot.
okay. That's okay.
For gore.
Wait, would straight blood
But
be
there's-
so this is like wildly off topic. Would straight blood be vegetarian, like if milk is considered an animal product?
I don't think so. No.
I mean, you can draw blood without like extreme harm.
Well, you can draw blood, but like milking is like a regular process.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I feel
Wait,
like
I have a question.
You
If
can regularly draw blood.
Yeah, sometimes humans need to like get regularly drawn blood. Right?
yeah.
If you eat a cat hair, are you no longer vegan?
Animal
It's part of the Amazon.
Animal product.
Right.
If you
Yeah,
lick
no,
a cat, is it
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm vegan except for when I lick my cat.
no stupid questions?
We should post this question
I
and the
rec-
next episode cover it.
That's so good.
Oh my
Guys,
god.
I recently became vegan. Is it okay if I still lick my cat?
Still. It's been a family tradition for us to lick our cats, and I'm just really scared that it's gonna be anti-vegan.
Oh,
I
no.
swear I've seen a Reddit post already that's something about someone that licks their cat. Like regularly.
Oh
no.
no.
Like
I mean,
on
Angela
brand,
from The
honestly.
Office.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's
I don't
what I was
think
thinking
that's
of.
as
Yeah.
like I wouldn't do it, but it's not like the creepiest thing because like cats lick themselves and other
Yeah.
cats and people, so it's like not super weird. I
Listen,
guess,
if
you're just-
someone dared me to do it for a nice amount of money, I wouldn't hesitate. It's not.
Oh, I would totally do
hardest
it.
thing
Yeah,
to do.
of course.
Yeah.
It's really not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not. And like they clean themselves all the time anyway, so
Yes, they
You'll be
lick
fine.
themselves. They go.
Yeah.
Ow.
anyway, yeah, that's been my life. I'm also learning American Sign Language and Vietnamese.
Ooh.
Anyway,
That's sick.
Jesse Hartnett, your turn.
Oh my gosh, you guys are all so smart.
You too, man.
Like, well, yeah. So I graduated high school and college at the same time in 2019.
Right
so,
after
like,
you say you guys are all
Yeah,
so
Okay.
smart.
I got
smart.
a 2-year
Segue.
degree. I got a
Fucking
2-year degree.
Audacity.
Shut up.
Dude.
I got a 2-year degree in communications. Okay, that
It
is
seems
not.
to be working. You're on Discord right now.
Whoa.
Fucking
Okay, well-
bada bing, bada boom.
We'll see how long I
Communicating.
can go before my mic starts cutting out. I really hope it doesn't happen in this episode. But yeah, no. I've just been vibing, man. No.
I respect it.
So let's see. Since the last May 2020, I moved in with some roommates and then moved out. I'm living with my parents again now, but I am going to be moving again soon. I move a lot. Like I've lived in Colorado for like 10 years, and I've lived in like 8 different houses.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, where were you before Colorado?
Florida.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
like grew up there, sort
Huh.
of.
You were born there, right?
I was born there. I lived there till I was like 9.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
did J.R.
Yeah.
Kuber start there?
Technically, no,
Okay.
but I had the idea for it there. Yes, I started cubing when I still lived in Florida.
So the concept started there.
The concept.
Yeah. I lived in a trailer for like 9 months.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
yeah, so, like as we were moving from Florida to Colorado, we like
Wow.
stopped and stayed lots of places for little bits of time. So
Whoa.
kind of all added up.
Damn.
Right.
And that's when I started making YouTube videos. Was when I lived there in a trailer.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just kind of been trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. You know, I had a video editing job that I quit like in April of this year, and since then I like moved back in with my parents that have been trying to just figure out what I'm gonna do for work and stuff. And this is not gonna be news to everyone here, but for DG and Allison, I actually got a job at the Cubicle, and I'm
did
going to
hear
be
that.
moving.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think. Oh yeah, I think I did tell you, or maybe you just heard about it.
Somehow I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
but
think
I'm-
I
I'm
think
gonna
I told
be-
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so I'm gonna be moving to New York in the next couple months.
East
Let's
Coast.
go.
So I'm really excited about that. Like for one, I'm gonna be closer to all of you guys. And
You have an open invitation to Princeton whenever you want.
David.
Yes, I would love to see Princeton. That would be amazing.
Yes, sir. That'd be awesome.
Wait, that's weird
Yeah.
that you were in Princeton in 2016, but you didn't see the campus.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Well, I was
Wow.
not there for very long.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I didn't have much time, but
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be in the Northeast. I've kind of been like wanting to move there for a long time, so
Nice.
Nice.
I'm really excited about that. And yeah, but I don't really cube much anymore. As I'm sure you guys are all aware, I don't really make YouTube videos anymore. I kind of finally hit my final burnout. I've kind of been burnt out for like the last 2 years or so. But I just hit a point where I was like no longer interested in any capacity of making any videos. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to keep pushing myself to do this because it was starting to very seriously affect my mental health. So
Word.
that's another big thing too, is I've just been doing a lot of work on myself and learning more about my mental health and stuff like that. I got diagnosed with ADHD and
Yes, sir.
yeah. That's
Why is that so funny?
No, he's just like getting
I didn't
so-
feel it's the appropriate reaction. Like,
I love that.
I know what you're saying, but it's like, yay, ADHD, yeah, let's go.
Anyone with OCD in the house?
Anybody really sad tonight?
Hey, shout out depression.
Yeah, so I've just been like going to therapy and stuff. It's actually been really nice because I'm not working right now, so I've been able to go to therapy a lot.
Yes.
And yeah, it's been I've just been kind of working on myself and trying to understand myself better.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I'm really interested to see kind of where this new job is going to take me, because I kind of thought I was done with cubing, and now I'm working for the cubicle. So like,
Right.
I'm not done. You know, I don't know. Yeah.
But
I
also
don't
you're
know.
like paid to do it, so it's not really more of a out of a personal thing. It's
Yeah,
more of a
yeah.
job thing.
And
Like,
it's
I
also
totally-
not like- Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I totally relate to what you guys were saying with like preferring that 9 to 5 mentality, because having YouTube as like your full-time job sucks when it comes to like time management and like feeling like you're doing enough. Like, that was a huge thing for me, is like when you have a YouTube channel, there's never a time where like you couldn't be working, you know?
Yeah.
And like there's always that thought of like, I should be making a video, like I should be working on something, and I'm not, you know? And
Exactly.
especially with my now realized ADHD brain, like it just did not work. It was horrible for me. And it worked fine when I was like really interested in it, because then I could really easily like hyper focus on it and pump out a lot of content. But I lost that interest a while ago, and I just kept pushing it because it kind of was my job, and I like needed the money, and I had a sponsorship deal, so like had obligations which
Right.
I was not able to meet, which then just made me feel worse. Like it was just a pretty negative cycle that I kind of got myself stuck in. And I finally realized, like, this is, you know, my mental health is more important than making videos. So
Definitely.
I
Yeah,
think
for
it's
sure.
important to note that like while this was all happening, nobody knew. Like nobody
Yeah.
nobody was. You weren't telling anybody on like publicly on YouTube about it. They were just seeing videos
No.
from you. So it's like, oh he's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. And like,
That's
you know,
a
I
good
have a
point.
pretty like professional appearance in my videos and stuff, but then it's like on the inside, like I'm dying, you know?
That's
Yeah,
a really good point.
I relate to that.
Yeah.
It-
And it also just was getting really hard to like keep up the facade, because, you know, I do use like the fuck words sometimes. And like it was you know, it's just getting really annoying. Have to continuously kind of put up this persona on YouTube that isn't really accurate. So yeah, anyone that meets me in person, they usually are like, "Wow, you're very different in your videos," and I'm like, "Yeah,
That's how it goes.
yeah."
That's
Yeah.
the
think
really
it's a-
tough thing when you start making videos when you're like, 13 or younger.
Yeah.
I was 9. Yeah, I was 9.
Yeah,
Oh
that.
my
yeah.
No
It's
way.
crazy.
Yeah, I just my expectations of like what I wanted from YouTube have changed a lot since I started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you were 9.
yeah. But like when you're that young, you kind of crave like the attention and the fame and stuff like that, and that's what I was wanting when I was younger. And now it's like the complete opposite. Like
Right.
I really don't want to be like in the public eye as much. You know, I don't want to be like a micro celebrity or like whatever the fucking word for it is. I don't know. I've always hated calling myself that, but people assign it to me.
Right.
But yeah, I don't want to be known as J.R. Cuber anymore, you know. So
Right.
yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to kind of just like keeping my head down and getting, you know, just doing work on my own, like for the cubicle. Like I don't know if I'll really be in videos that much. Maybe I will, but I think I would prefer it from that lens than doing my own videos. Like I'd rather just be
Like
like,
that.
I'm Jesse, like instead of
Right.
you know, J.R. Cuber.
Just a dude.
So
It's kind of the same way that Jules evolved. He used to be known more as Waffo, and now he's Jules.
yeah, and Damien too.
Yeah,
like,
he
Yeah.
used to be
Damien, yeah.
Cubologist. Now everyone
Yeah.
knows him as Damien.
yeah, and
It's
yeah,
a very,
so
it's a very possible transition.
Comes
For
with
Yeah.
age.
sure, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to all the new changes that are coming. It's kind of daunting. It's a lot to think about and process, especially
Right.
moving that far away.
Yeah. That's a big jump for
That's
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've been wanting to get out of Colorado for a while, specifically the small town where I live, which kind of sucks, and I hate it. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's good that you've got something to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't have that for a while, and that's not good.
I remember that period, and it was like damn. I really want to help Jesse, but it's like he's stuck in Colorado, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
It's like, damn, I wish I could just move him.
Yeah.
Just like a Google Maps pinpoint, like.
Click drag.
And just slash TP derpy.
No, slash TP JR Cuber to New York City.
Yes.
Whatever the coordinates of those are.
It's fun.
Yeah. It'll be nice too because I won't be like living in the city, but I'll be close enough to where I can like easily go there if I want to.
That's
but not
a
have to
good
live there.
position.
It is a good position because you can go to concerts and also other stuff, but like not have to worry about the everyday struggle of living in the city.
Yeah.
I'm like 20 minutes out from Boston, and it's like pretty nice because it's like you can make an intentional choice and be like, I'm gonna spend a day in Boston. It doesn't cost that much, and like you can like go there pretty freely. But like you can come back anytime, and then you don't have to be like in the middle of all the city stuff.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I like cities, but they're also kind of draining, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
They're so draining.
I
yeah.
can't do a city for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been in New York, like, for a day, and I loved it when I was there, but I was like, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to live here, but
New York
it would
is
be fun
very
to, like,
overwhelming. It's like
yeah.
That's what I plan on doing after Oberlin, is living there.
Oh, yeah.
that would be fun though.
I mean,
I think it would be
don't
fun to
know.
live for a short period of time, like a year or
Yeah.
something.
I want to do a few years there and see how I am after that.
That's
I
cool.
feel like you just have to have a very specific, or not necessarily a very specific, but you just have to have the right mindset, you know?
Yeah, the right mindset and concrete goals, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
if you don't know what you want, New York City, I don't know if it's the place. I mean, like, who am I to say? I haven't lived there for a long period of time, but, you know.
Yeah.
I
just,
visited a lot.
I'm not Casey Neistat, though. I can't.
Uh,
I can't, like, live in the same place for that long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Cool.
This is a little more depressing, but that's what
I
I'm
Well,
mean,
you
it's,
did transition.
future looks
You
bright.
transitioned very well into the next topic.
You
Yeah.
really did. So the next
Yeah.
topic. It's great.
I wanted to add
I
something
realized that that's why you put me last.
Oh no, that actually was not. It was a random choice.
I was looking at it 'cause I was
cycled
like,
us.
because I'm totally gonna talk about like my experience with YouTube, and
That
then
was
the next
literally
thing
just
we're
a
gonna talk about
coincidence.
was this.
Yeah, no, it was a coincidence. I chose a cycle of our names alphabetically, so it wouldn't just be the same order every time. And that's just how it went. So, yeah.
Can I
Anyway.
add something before we move on?
Oh yeah, add something. Add. That's why they call you Adam.
he's gonna add him.
Yeah, I just want to say I respect a lot when people are very deliberate about self-improvement, especially with mental health. Like, you need to be given a lot of credit for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it goes for you and Derpy as well. And I wanted to say to DG, I also think I've always admired your approach to school and how you put yourself first. And I know a lot of people with big goals, and I always find that as somebody with not necessarily that framework, I find that like really admirable. I know it's not always about that, you know, sometimes just live your life every day. But,
Right.
you know, for those people who see things like that and are going towards a certain direction, I always, like, I have a friend who wants to do the whole van around the U.S. thing. And it's like, he wants to write and go to the border and stuff like that and write about, like, the health crisis down there or something.
Damn.
And it, like, relates to his major of psychology, and his thesis is supposed to be, like, this whole book. And it's just, like, really admirable. It couldn't be me. I just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a big goal like that, but I respect that a lot.
You just
Cool.
kind of need something that drives you crazy, but like in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you
I
guys
don't
are
think
like,
necessarily.
Yeah.
I guess you guys are like pretty late into it, but like Derpy, are you considering studying abroad?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm considering like formally declaring myself like a study abroad student while I'm in Oberlin, but I definitely, in my music career, which I assume and hope that will be for the rest of my life, that I just will be traveling to different countries. Like,
Gotcha.
Because that's like the dream, is just to tour and play music and then just go to a new place and play
That'd
music.
be so
It's
sick.
like,
That's
it's like,
beautiful.
oh my god,
Yeah.
like that just sounds so much fun. And like,
I would love that for you.
I would love it. It would be
Yeah.
amazing. And like,
That'd be
I think the best part is that I know that I don't want to restrict myself to one certain style. Like, if I want to be part of like a hip hop group and I like the way they sound, then I'm gonna try to join myself with them. But if I want to play a tour that's like a more straight ahead, traditional sounding jazz group, then I'm gonna enjoy that too. Like, it's I like the versatility that I feel like I've given myself.
That's very cool.
That's super
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
On to the next topic, which Jesse did transition us to very well. So the topic in brief is falling off. So some things that we're going to discuss are like just the YouTuber life cycle, how we feel about it, is it possible to recover from it, and just sort of where we're all at. So I guess I'll just go first explaining like my motivation for including this. So all of us have had YouTube channels that have been like reasonably sized in the cubing community. And it's pretty safe to say that all of us at this point are not like the big YouTube cubers who everybody's talking about.
We're little boys now.
Yeah.
We're little boys now.
Little boys.
Like, we're Lego dudes.
Little boys and girls.
Little boys and girl.
And you know, that's okay. And I think all of us have to some extent come to terms with that. And it's been harder, like, you know, I feel like we've all had different amounts of difficulty with it, like just seeing the analytics go down and like, you know, do we just ignore it or do we actually stare at it and let us like haunt us at night, you know? And so I guess like I just want to talk about my personal experience first because that's what I can offer, and then we can sort of open it up. But yeah, I mean, like, I have lost about 1,000 subscribers in the past year. And that's like kind of wild, you know, like when and the main reason I just wanted to bring this up, this whole topic, is because no one talks about this. And so I feel like I was in a place mentally where I felt pretty good, and I still feel pretty good, and I feel like I handled this sort of fall off pretty well. And I think I'm continuing to handle it well, but I didn't expect it. And I think if I were in a different mental state that was more susceptible to being hurt by it, it would have really hurt. And so, yeah, I just feel like people focus a lot on the people who are big in the moment, you know, the people who are like growing exponentially and everything. And it's like, man, why can't I just drop some viral videos and do that? Or like, you know, if you're whatever content you're creating, why can't I just make that? Yeah, exactly. Why can't I just record another world record? but you know, like just things like that. And in the moment, you don't necessarily appreciate it because for me, like I had one sort of big growth spurt that was probably 5 years long, where my channel was just growing at the rate that I expected. Like it was consistently getting bigger. And I remember thinking, okay, I'll definitely have 100,000 subscribers someday. It's just a matter of when it happens. It might slow down a little bit, but I'm definitely not going to lose subscribers. Like I really was so like deluded. I don't know what the word. It was
denial, I think.
It in denial.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's in denial,
It's a
but just like
naivety thing.
unaware. Yeah, naive.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
I was painfully naive regarding the fact that YouTube channels don't consistently grow.
I feel that.
I think I was in denial. I think I knew that this always happens, and I was like, please don't let it happen to me, please. Like,
I see.
I don't want this to happen. I live in fear.
I just didn't know, and I remember noticing, oh damn, I am not only not getting new subscribers, but I used to have more than this. Like, I looked at like, cause you know, on my resumes that I've submitted for places, I have my YouTube channel on it cause it's a big thing I've been dedicated to, and it, you know, it shows dedication and stuff. And like, I looked at an old resume and it's like, I had more subscribers when I applied to that job. Like, damn. So, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's important to talk about. J. Cole has a great song about it, 1985. But, you know, it's like, yeah, people don't talk about the fall off, though, and I think it's just important. And, like, so I'll leave it open now. People can
Yeah,
discuss their
like,
experiences.
So my channel stopped growing a while ago, and I had that same mentality because I really peaked in terms of like my growth rate in like 2017, which is like a while ago now. But that's when I was like consistently gaining like few thousand subscribers a month, and there were even some months where I was getting like 10,000, like getting like 10 or like 4 to 5 million views a month, like stuff like that. Like that's when my numbers are the best, and I had like 150,000 subscribers, you know.
Right.
And like I hit 300,000 subscribers in April of 2019. And right now I'm at like 329 or something, and I've lost like 4,000 subs since I was at my peak. And it's still going down. Like I remember when I hit the point where it was my like growth rate from the last 28 days when you check your analytics dropped to the negatives. And then I was like, oh well, you know, it's just temporary, like it'll start going back up again. And then it never, it's still there. It's been that way for like a year. Yeah, and just seeing like my views go down, like going from like 5 million views a month to like 200,000 views a month, you know. And it's just like, yep, I'm just totally dead at this point. And it's just like it took a while to process that. I mean, like, it was partly my fault because I just stopped posting consistently, you know. So like, it's, I don't know, like I don't know where things would have gone if I kept going with the same level of intensity as I did in 2017 when I was like posting a couple times a week very consistently. I don't know, but there's just a lot of channels that have passed me now, and you know, I just had to give up my dream of being the biggest one day, you know, which was my dream for a while. I wanted to hit 1 million subscribers. It's never gonna happen. You know, it's just like, you know, you just have to process that. It takes a while.
I think there's a certain point where you stop becoming like a person and you become more of like a corporation in how famous you are, or like how much success you're getting. Like, you can't
and also
manage
just
it all by yourself.
and also you become more corporate in your lens of which like you view making videos too. Like it just became it was just like a work project for me after a while. It wasn't fun anymore. It was just like an exercise. It was like an assignment you had to do.
I honestly I don't feel like I ever like played the numbers game at all, or like was really like, I paid attention to it somewhat, and I definitely like felt the same thing where I noticed like, oh, it's going down now, or like, oh, it's like really flat now, or just like 0 for like many days. But like I feel like what I struggled with more was just accepting that I wasn't interested anymore. I was like, oh, like this is gonna be a thing I'm gonna be doing like all the time, and like even like both the like raw like straight cubing part and the making videos about it part was like, oh, like this is like gotta be something that I'm gonna keep doing. And like probably like it was I stopped pretty early, like it was like probably between like once I got into like my junior year and got like super busy with other things, and then I like through probably junior and like maybe even a little bit of senior year I was like, I'm still interested, like I want to make time for it, I'm sure. But like something like my like parents keep trying to drill into me is that like if you actually enjoy something, you will make time for it. It's not because you don't have time, it's because you don't actually care that much. And it was true. But like I feel like I had this like period of time where I was like, yeah, I'm still interested, I'm for sure still interested, I'm still gonna do it, and like I was not. And I like had trouble like reconciling that because I started so young. I mean, we all started really young, but I was like 11. And like here I was like about to graduate high school, and I was like,
it feels like you're giving up a part of yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Really?
Yep.
I mean, it is a part of yourself.
It is, yeah. For me, I still genuinely enjoy making some videos. I don't think I'll ever make a review again, and I haven't.
Oh my god. Yeah, I do. I loved making vlogs.
Flashbacks.
I love making vlogs like Jesse.
Oh yeah. None of us should be complaining compared to Jesse.
Oh no.
I think I've made like 200 or something.
Oh my god. I could never.
I have to check, but I mean, I'm gonna be doing that at the cubicle, so
Right. Yeah.
True. But
it'll be
it's
it'll be a little different. It'll be different.
200
I mean,
so
like,
far.
Yeah, I just don't see myself making a review ever because I don't like doing that. But I do like the recent videos that I've put on my channel. I've had a lot of fun with. And one thing that I'm really trying to do with my channel now is like transition it a little bit into some cubing videos because like I still like cubing. Like, you know, I do cube every day, but like not all cubing videos, just like things that I'm interested in as well. You know, so like I'm really trying to take advantage of being on campus for my senior year because COVID drilled it into me that that's not something you can just take for granted. And so I'm like just trying to make a bunch of videos on campus, talking to random Princeton people and like, you know, making fun videos like that. And also just like I want to use it as a music platform because I've been working a lot on my own music and stuff. So yeah, like I'm considering changing my channel name to just Daniel Goodman. Haven't done it yet, but it might happen.
I've considered that too.
Yeah.
Nope. I do not have that option. I am permanently derpy, and I will remain derpy forever.
That's the thing. Like I don't know. I might
Permaderp.
also just do DG. I was considering that.
Ooh.
That sucks for search engine optimization.
Oh yeah.
But
Two
cubes-
letters.
Cubes doesn't have to
No, no.
be about Rubik's cubes. Like it could just be a name.
Yeah, that's how I've seen it too. Like I like the name DG Cubes because it is like
It's
it
just
is a
name.
part of me, you know. And I like it. It's what people know to search me. Like when people want to find me like 10 years down the line, they're like, oh, that guy I used to watch. You know, they'll look up DG Cubes. It's good if they can find that. So I think I'll probably end up keeping it. Maybe I'll make a separate channel for myself. I don't know. Was also considering merging DG SideQuest and DG Cubes. For those who don't know, I have a second channel that's like
No.
really niche content.
No.
DG
No.
SideQuest is
No,
is
DG
its
SideQuest is
own
great.
little
I feel like that's-
microcosm. Like,
yeah.
it should stay that
It
way.
has
It's always
its own
okay.
economy and
It's
ecosystem.
always been your better channel, and you can't
should-
merge it with a shittier channel.
You should
Yeah.
start a cryptocurrency.
Yeah, just to stoop for DG SideQuest to stoop so low as to collab with DG Cubes is just
Yeah.
offensive.
Can't do that shit. Come on now.
Like, come
Yeah,
on.
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking really of just making DG Cubes because I don't like having a lot of platforms. I don't like feeling like I'm spread thin. Because currently I even feel like that. Like, even I'm just on Twitch and YouTube, and it's like, bro, like, if I make a Twitch stream, then it feels like, oh, I still haven't done a YouTube video in a while. I should put something there for people. And, like, I still feel like a little bit of, like I owe this to people, even though it should just be, like, a hobby. But, you know, I still sort of feel that feeling like I should be uploading a little bit, you know? I try not to let it get to me. I really do just do what I want, you know, and, like, have fun with it. But the thoughts are there a little bit. So...
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had a
I
problem
don't
with
know.
like gatekeeping my own content. Like,
Yeah, man.
you know, like where it's like I have an idea and I'm like, yeah, but that wouldn't work because it goes against the formula of what I've done this whole time, you
Yeah.
know, and I'm like, people wouldn't like it, or I don't know.
Even YouTube says that now in their analytics. They're like, I uploaded a video that was doing worse than my other recent videos. Wow, big shocker. And they said, why might this be? Well, think about why your fans subscribe to you in the first place.
Oh my god.
Bro, I'm not making reviews. I know you want me to make reviews, but I'm not going to do it.
Unboxings.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I know, like, they did also say, like, if you have a new type of content, it may take a while for your fans to adjust. But I know they just put that because they felt like they needed to.
Probably.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are like far removed enough, but like I feel like I've almost started to reach a point where, like, especially since I went to college, and it was like a completely different set of people, where like the YouTube thing is kind of like a fun part of my childhood that I can like sometimes talk about. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I used to do this thing. I used to be on YouTube, and I was like actually pretty
Yeah.
popular. It was kind of fun. But
That's
it's,
the
like,
first
really
thing I
not.
relate to this whole conversation.
Yeah, it's like a fun thing that I used to do. Like, especially 'cause, like in high school, my friends like really knew about it, and because I was still making videos
Right.
for at least like 2 years into high school. But like once I went to college, it was like, oh, all these new people, and I don't have to like make that part of anything. You can just be like, oh yeah, I used to do this thing, and it was kind of fun. But
I enjoyed that as well because cubing was so. I mean, everybody has identity issues in high school. Even now at our age, I think we're still developing. Obviously, I feel that way. But it was such a large part of my identity. Like I leaned into
Oh,
it and
yeah.
it felt like I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
continue leaning into it because it was the same people at the end of high school. and it's
I
not
get
anymore.
that.
I've worked very hard to make it not that in the beginning of college. Now it's natural, but like, I just wanted to share two thoughts about this. I don't really relate to a lot of what's going on because you can't fall off shit you were never on.
Aw.
Number one. Number two, there's no awe there. Shut up.
All right,
I don't care.
all right. We're not gonna feel bad for you. Sorry.
All right, stop feeling bad.
We're not gonna be sympathetic anymore. Fuck you.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, fuck you. I never fell off shit. Because I'm me, and this is what happens. Like, people evolve and change,
Right.
and just because that was a part of me doesn't mean like it's not anymore. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this whole thing. Like, if someone asks you, do you regret whatever? I feel like I don't regret very many choices in my life because like they all lead up to who I am now. And
No,
do I
for
regret
sure.
who I am now?
Yeah.
Like. So I don't care about the whole YouTube process and the up and the eventual down. Like, I look back at it very fondly. Maybe I'll look forward to it fondly. I don't know.
Right.
Who am I to say? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. It's so interesting to me how, I feel like we all are at a slightly different state in the whole YouTube, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's, for me, I'm in a really weird place with it because I genuinely do enjoy cubing, and I still do it a lot, and it's just the sort of thing where I feel like people put a lot of pressure on, you have to be improving, and that's the same with YouTube, and for me, I just like solving cubes, I like turning them. I like having something to do while I listen to podcasts and like albums and things like that, like cubing just really is a thing that I like to do, and maybe I'll get a little better over time, and like I like competing and doing that. And so, yeah, videos are sort of a natural way for me to express that. The problem with YouTube is when it feels like you need to constantly be updating your channel with new videos, and I catch myself getting into that mindset sometimes, and I really try not to, but at the same time, I like it to an extent, it's such a weird back and forth for me. I really love making content in general. I think I'll be making content in some form for my whole life because I can't really stand not putting things out in some way. I just don't know what that content will be, and that's sort of why I was thinking of potentially merging everything into one channel, because I know I'll be doing stuff. I'll be making things for the rest of my life. I mean, I don't know that, but I assume that. And yeah, it would be cool to have it all in one place, just like a diary of sorts, but
I thought you said diarrhea.
me too. I heard very clearly diarrhea. Yeah.
a diary of sorts.
diary
Yeah, he
of
said
sorts.
diarrhea.
It did,
of
so it
sorts.
is. Yeah.
He
That's
said
funny.
diarrhea.
Yeah,
Diarrhea
so,
of
I'm just
sorts.
gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what
Diarrhea
I'm gonna do
farts.
on my channel. That is
Yeah.
the true purpose of my channel. Poop jokes.
I think what I've realized about what I value in creating content is I just really like to document things that are going on. So that's why things like unboxings and reviews were kind of soul sucking because I wasn't really doing what it was. But doing competition videos and stuff was a whole lot more fun. And looking back on that and I still take pictures and stuff. I just get too lazy to record video clips and things when I go out. But I still love to take lots of pictures and stuff like that. And I feel that's where I'm sort of at. And then I'm trying to do some stuff with any projects that I'm working on. It's really difficult though because first of all it's kind of awkward. It's always a group project and you're should I ask everyone can I film what we're doing right now or I don't know. And then obviously if I go into a shop space or something, you're not really supposed to have a tripod set up in a public shop space in case it causes very dangerous things to happen.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm still debating whether I want to do that with my engineering things. But it's fun. Just documenting processes and stuff is a lot more fun to me than what a lot of cubing videos were.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my reason for not wanting to make videos, I feel is very different. Prepare your Among Us jokes, but I feel I have imposter syndrome over it, the biggest thing that would always held me back from making videos was just my feeling of not being good enough, I always had the thought of why am I still doing this? Like, my videos are shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that's, and like, you know, I would watch other cubers and be like, man, they're all doing this better than I am, and I would just be like confused at my own success, you know. It's like, why do people like me? You know. I don't know, like, it was rough, because it would also like cause me to kind of like disassociate a lot, and I just like was really bad at keeping track of time. Like, I still have bad time management. It's still something I'm working on, but I always felt behind because a new cube would come out, the cubicle would send it to me, I would get it as soon as it comes out, and then like that day there were already videos out from some people, you know. And then like 2 weeks would go by where I'm like pushing it back because I'm just like, I don't want to do this, like this video is not going to be good, like you know, no matter how hard I try, like it's not going to be as good as these other people's videos. Like, that was kind of my thought process. And then like 2 weeks would go by, and then I would like be like, shit, I already missed my window of when I was supposed to post this, and now it's late. And then it would just get pushed further and further and further to where I'm like, you know, in the last couple years, I'm like posting reviews like 6 months late or something, and it like doesn't.
My Colorado vlog.
It doesn't, but like in my brain, it didn't feel like it was that late because my time management was so bad. And I would look at it, I'm like, it's been 2 months since I got this package, and I still haven't opened it.
You know what I realized? You know what I realized today that ties really heavily with that. Because like today, you know, I haven't been in school for a really long time, so I haven't had many events, you know, on a day-to-day basis. So like today I was like, okay, I have to really make sure that I'm there at 8, and I have to make sure that because I have a history of not being able to make it to events that involve the Dlsone crew. And so I was like, okay, I really got to make sure and then I was like, and then throughout the day I was like, okay, it's 3 hours till this, 2.5 hours till this, and then I was like, wait, I look forward to events a lot differently based on whether or not I feel like if it's like square one or like a competition, I'm like, I can't wait. But if it's like an event that I'm like, I have to be there, and I have to make sure that I mean, this is kind of a nuanced scenario because like I love this, but like if it's like a rehearsal or just like a meeting or a class, like I lost my train of thought. Crap. I ADHD'd out.
You look forward to...
Oh yeah. So like, if I like the thing that I'm about to do, it feels like it's gonna take forever to get there. But if it's like an event, I'm like, it just feels like it's just coming. It's just like it's there. It's knocking on the door. Like, oh my, it's like anxiety. So, and I noticed that I'm like, why do I do that? Like, why do I look at these two things differently? Like,
your body goes into pause mode.
Yeah.
It's like when you have class at 3 p.m. and you wake up at 12 and you can't do anything for those 3 hours because you have class at 3 p.m.
Oh, I hate
Full
that.
days blocked out.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So, I feel like that might be a good place to cut this topic for now. But I feel like we had some really good discussion and key takeaways for the viewers to think about. There's a lot more that goes on with your favorite YouTubers than you realize. And you've taken the blue pill now, or the red pill. I forget. Which one have they taken now?
No one's seen The Matrix.
The one where where you know the truth.
I am not a doctor, so I do not know anything about pills.
Right. I am not a pill bug, so I don't know.
And you might say YouTube takes a lot of sweat, blood, and tears.
Maybe that's why that's why the logo is red.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I think that's pretty good. We have 2 more topics that I'm just going to skim over. Topic 3 is the return of Arby's prime rib cheesesteak.
What was the reasoning behind this?
I don't know. I'm vegan. This is not my
I think it's
idea.
pretty self-explanatory. The Arby's cheesesteak is back. Like,
I didn't know. It was
Dude, every single word in that food title is anti-vegan. Prime
Arby's
rib cheesesteak. Like, you could not get any less kosher.
So true. Our final topic was going to be, if we get to it, the Russo-Japanese War. That was Derpy's suggestion.
Yeah,
but
I thought that would be an important thing to touch on.
Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll really be able to touch on it. Well, we just touched on it, but that's about it.
It's okay. We'll dip our toe, maybe our entire foot, maybe another episode.
Yeah, maybe some other appendages.
Do I need
Whatever
to
we
like
have
do
room for.
research before
Maybe.
like the next episode, or?
I mean, yesterday I did around 6 hours of research.
Wow.
Damn.
Peer reviewed research. I looked at.
Does
some
anyone want to hear about like
collegiate
material
documents.
science or like?
Don't get me started. Does somebody say materials?
Oh man.
My friends and I have a
Sir.
joke whenever a professor in class says the word material, we all just like whip our heads around and look at each other.
Oh,
It works
you're-
less well in
you're a
materials
material
classes.
Scientist, name every material.
Whoa.
Is mud a material, Adam?
Do you want to tell
can I
the
tell a
story?
story? Yeah, I'll tell a
Yeah.
story before we go. So Adam one time, well, I just knew that Adam was studying material science, and somehow it came up in a conversation. Like, I was thinking, what is a material? And so I said, Adam, I messaged him. I said, okay, Adam, what's a material? And he was like, well, literally anything, basically. And I said, oh, so is water a material? And he said, yeah. Then I said, is dirt a material? And he said, yeah. And so I said, oh, so then mud is a material. And he was like, yeah. And Adam, you really thought I was going somewhere further with this, right? That was it.
I thought you were going to like trap me in a logical fallacy or like try to trick me or something. Like, what is he ramping up to? He literally was just listing things and asking if they're material.
Hey Adam, what's a tree made out of? Checkmate.
Cellulose.
Oh.
Damn it!
Can't get me. Steel trap. I have the steel trap.
What's a bear made out of?
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
I thought you got him good, Derpy.
damn it.
All right. Yeah, so anyway, that's pretty much today's episode. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. A couple things before we go. Regarding the next episode, we're going to be recording it a month from now, the second Sunday of October, so that'll be October 10th.
Halloween.
Okay.
Well, not quite.
Sort of.
What fucking decimals
You're
are
at
using,
least
like,
one day
base
too
6?
early for that one.
No,
Are
we'll
you
use
using
base
Spider?
31.
I can't just be
31 would
excited
be
for
October.
Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I'm bad with bases.
Next episode is Halloween themed. We're
Oh,
telling
man.
horror stories.
Next episode, I mean, we might do, so one thing that I was sort of thinking of potentially doing is reading some Reddit Am I the A-hole
That would be
Oh,
great.
yes.
and just
I
discussing
was going to
that.
suggest that because
That
I've
is
seen
a
a
good
podcast
spot.
that does that. It's
Me
really
too.
entertaining.
It's always
Yeah.
super fun, so maybe we can do that next time. But of course, I think it would be good to start with like some questions and things like that. So if people are listening and you have just general questions about where you want or where the podcast is going and things like that you're just confused about, we
Or
can
what a
start with
tree
that.
is
Take
made
some
out of.
questions in the beginning. Yeah, ask Adam about different materials. Yeah, I don't know what our plan for Q&A stuff will be, but I feel like for the first one, it's nice to at least include the viewers in the next episode and see what you guys are wondering
Yeah.
about, if anything. And yeah, we might do some Reddit stuff
It would be
after
so
that.
funny if somebody commented, "Hey Adam, what is my baby brother made out of?" He is screaming a lot, and I need to find the source.
If
Hopefully,
you watch
still
Full Metal
carbon.
Alchemist, you'll know the answer to that.
Okay.
I would be concerned if it wasn't carbon. Then we'd have a separate issue.
Okay, hold on. We're not
Alien
only
baby.
carbon. We're not just
No.
a sheet of carbon.
No,
So
we're mostly carbon and oxygen and hydrogen.
Checkmate,
Whoa.
material scientists.
Whoa.
Is blood a material?
Yeah.
Is sweat a material?
How about sweat?
Yeah.
Are tears a material?
Can you make
Actually,
glass
there are
out of
people who
them?
just study water. Yes, and you can make glass out of it.
Very nice. All right.
Sweaty
I think we should
glass.
probably cut it off here before we, what was it going to devolve into
Evolve.
But
into the abyss.
we
But,
should have a game show next time called Will It Glass and just name liquids. And I'll say yes because every liquid can be turned into a glass.
That's
That
what we
would actually
start
be a pretty
at the
fun
next
YouTube
episode.
series. If you like actually make glass out of
That would be
things.
cool. That
I would
be
love
really
to
cool.
watch
Yo,
that.
you could get TikTok famous with that.
You could.
You're giving me
The real question
Good
is,
ideas.
Can earthbenders bend glass?
Ooh.
getting into strange territory here.
Can airbenders bend farts?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no,
You
that
will.
was a stupid
That's
question. I was
definitely-
just extending.
So that's just methane, yeah.
Wait,
Well,
can water
I-
benders bend glass? If glass is, or if the glass,
Glass
is
is
made out of-
Once
solid,
was a liquid.
so-
But
Well,
if the
so is
glass,
ice.
Yeah.
It's amorphous.
Well, then I don't know.
I've seen some pretty interesting videos of like the limits of earthbending, because if like, how do you define earth? Is it just
Right.
minerals? Because that could open
That's
the doorway
true.
to a lot of things.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
from a material standpoint, there are a ton of plot holes in Avatar.
I don't think they did too much material science research.
And,
No,
like,
I don't think
is
that's
air,
the idea.
Yeah, it's like,
I
is
will say, though-
airbending just oxygen? Like, what is
No,
air?
the air is mostly nitrogen.
Okay.
Ni-
So then
nitrogen,
is airbending
oxygen,
just
and
nitrogen
argon
bending?
and
I feel like
xenon.
airbending would just be any gas, right?
Yeah, any gas. That seems to make sense to me. Like,
Yeah, that one's more clear cut, but the other
But
ones are
wouldn't
not
that-
states of matter.
Wouldn't they be able to then bend like water vapor or like anything
Yeah.
that's like?
Yeah.
I mean,
Theoretically,
Can a
yes.
firebender bend
the
my
clouds.
heater?
Right?
Dude, I was just thinking, like, can a fire, like, if they're in a vacuum, what does a firebender do?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Useless.
die.
They can well they can redirect heat, like Sozin did it to the volcano.
Oh, wait, but
We should
Anybody in
avoid
a vacuum would
spoilers.
just die, though.
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
one
like,
more
trick
glass
question, they're
fact.
dead.
Okay, one more glass
All-
fact.
All glass flows. It's just over a time scale of like probably millions or billions of years.
I learned
so
that,
it flows
and
like
that's,
liquid.
I
yeah.
learned that, and that's why
Yeah.
they're more heavier, more thick on the bottom.
No, that's false.
Oh.
That's a myth. So
Oh.
old stained glass church windows are thicker at the bottom, not because of the flow of glass, because the way they were made in medieval times is you would put a hot bulb of glass on a stick, and you'd go like this to the stick. You'd
So
spin
it wasn't perfect.
and it would make a circle of
cone.
sheet of glass, but near the center of the stick it would be thicker. So when they
Right.
broke it to bake the windows, they put the thicker pieces on the bottom because it's structurally sound.
Right. So essentially a not perfect way of manufacturing it.
Right, compared to what we
Yeah.
do today.
Yeah. Interesting.
Instead of ending the
Cool.
podcast off with Ava's K-Bye, we should just end with like Adam's fun facts. every episode is a fun fact.
Not as succinct.
Pretty good.
Materials facts.
Yeah, we could have seasonal outro themes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun. We could do a theme song. Derpy, do you want to make a song? I'll do a little outro, and then you can make up a song for the end of this one.
If you provide me some lyrical inspiration, I will definitely push the train.
It has
to the
to
finish
be
line.
about blood, sweat, and tears, because that's the episode title.
That is
So-
exactly what I
Sweat,
will
blood,
write
and
about
tears.
and put into the song.
Okay, but you don't have time to write, because I'm just gonna do the outro right now, and then you do the song immediately after.
Just
So-
do... Yeah.
Oh no!
I have an idea.
I thought you meant like
Well-
a fully produced. I have chords and
Oh
melodies
no,
song.
We're dropping this podcast
I've got a song.
tonight, dude.
Oh, dude.
I got a song.
Adam,
I
you
got
can
this.
sing.
I got
All right,
this.
Adam, take the
Okay.
wheel.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of the Dlsone podcast. I don't think I'm going to do the long outro that we normally do, but I really
don't.
appreciate you guys listening. It's been awesome, and we'll be back in a month. And we should soon be on streaming services as well. This probably won't be the case if you're listening right as this drops, but within a couple weeks or so, hopefully we'll be on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. And there will be links to that in the description. Anyway, Adam, take it away.
Dlsone. It's Dlsone. It's the 6 members of Dlsone.
Mine
That's all I
is
got.
avocado. We are calling without this girl.
Thanks for listening.